whatever to earn that dollar, to get that dollar. They would have become enemies if Aaliyah would have stayed alive. Beyonce harvest Aaliyah's energy. Would Beyonce have been such a megastar had Aaliyah survived? What's up, my beautiful soul family? How's everybody doing today? Today is August 25th, 2025, or at least the day I'm posting it is. You guys know what this day is? This day marks 24 years since Aaliyah's plane crash that ended her life. You know what I mean? There's been a lot of talk, a lot of speculation that Aaliyah was energy harvested by Beyonce and Jay-Z. That's been alleged for many, many years. So a lot of people have posed the question, would Beyonce have become a mega star had Aaliyah never died? You know what I mean? So that's what we're going to talk about today on the anniversary of Aaliyah's death. Now y'all know, of course, before I start this reading, I need to put out my disclaimer. This video is for entertainment purposes only. Everything I state in this video is just my interpretation of the cards. Nothing I state in this video have been proven to be fact as of now. So now that we got that disclaimer out the way, let's get these cards shuffled and let's see, had the anniversary of this day never happened, would Beyonce be the same megastar she is today? All right, so let's pull the cards and let's see if we get the answers that we seek. You got the 7 of Pentacles. You got the 8 of Swords in reverse. You got the 5 of Swords. Okay. You got the 3 of Pentacles. The Page of Swords in reverse. The 10 of Pentacles in reversed. The Page of Cups. I'm seeing that Beyonce was very jealous-hearted. I feel like Beyonce would have still rose to the top whether Aaliyah survived or passed away, because she's very jealous-hearted. I feel like she's also very ruthless and ambitious. I feel like Beyonce would have still clawed her way to the top. She just got to dominate others. Plus, she still knew who to get the resources from. You know what I mean? Let me see here. Beyonce is money hungry. She allegedly, what I'm seeing in the cards, she's money hungry. She was out seeking money, searching for money. You know what I mean? I feel like she's unbalanced and unhinged to the point where, yeah, she's gonna do whatever to earn that dollar, to get that dollar. So I feel like she would have still came about being up there by some kind of means. She would have still used threats and intimidations to get up there, whether Aaliyah would have passed away or not. I'm feeling like Aaliyah's death more so accelerated it. But look, Beyonce's father was still pushing her towards superstardom. You know what I mean? Rather Aaliyah would have passed away or not. Like I said, I feel like some of it was just the energy harvest, but there would have been other celebrities. Look, let me see here. So you see somebody that was ruined. She would have victimized and ruined somebody. Somebody would have passed away, or at least, you know what I mean, had to go. If it wasn't Aaliyah, it would have been somebody else, allegedly, because she needed that strength to build her career, and she's so selfish and self-serving. From what the cards is saying, you know what I mean? Like I said, her father set her up that way. She still had connections with like Diddy and stuff like that. She still was the type that always wanted to get rid of her competition and always fought with her competition. These elements, she still knew who to get with. These elements would have ensured that she would have remained some kind of irrelevant. You know what I mean? Now, let me see here. Of course, Aaliyah would have been a tough competitor if Aaliyah would have stayed alive. You know what I mean? Aaliyah would have been a very tough competitor. Aaliyah would have gave her a run for her money. Aaliyah would have been a superstar within her own right, from what I'm seeing allegedly in the cards. You know what I mean? Let me see here. Beyonce would have still been rich. She would have still had this family with the Carters. She would have still been doing things by, not so nice means or whatever. She would have still had to lie. She would have still had to be deceitful, her and her husband. She would have tried to find some. She would have had to find some other way to cripple Aaliyah's career, allegedly. You know what I mean? But I'm feeling like, honestly and truly, there was some necessity to get rid of Aaliyah, because Aaliyah would have been too much competition for Beyonce. Would she have still been famous? Yes. Would she have been the greatest? This is where I'm saying no. I mean, I allegedly, I still want to contest rather she's the greatest, but I feel like she has a tendency to eliminate competition. This is what I'm seeing in the cards. They would have clashed a whole heck of a lot. They wouldn't have continued to be friends, that's for sure. You know what I mean? They would have become enemies if Aaliyah would have stayed alive. Let's pull some more cards. Let me see here. Um, I feel like Aaliyah would have been treated unfairly. A lot of things like they would have had to do some really backstabbing means. You know what I mean? If Aaliyah would have been kept alive to like try to unravel her for Beyonce. You know what I mean? It was just been easier to get rid of her because otherwise they would have had to really do some wicked means, some really bad, you know what I mean, underhanded stuff. Like basically they would have had to stifle her some kind of way for Beyonce would have to be on top. She'd have been still been famous, but not on top. That's what I'm saying. Let me see here. And you know Beyonce can't take not being the number one contender, allegedly, what I'm seeing in the cards. I just feel like the reason why Aaliyah had to get going is because they knew that she wouldn't have catered to Beyonce too. You know what I mean? She wouldn't have took a step back for Beyonce. So that's also a reason why they needed to get her going. Beyonce still would have messed with them demons, still would have, you know what I mean, tried to invoke fear in people, still would have caused a bunch of trouble. Allegedly, what I'm seeing in the cards, you know what I mean? This is what the cards are saying. Still would be mean spirited, you know what I mean? She would be still infamous. I just like I said, she would. I don't want to keep repeating myself. She would have still been known, still been in the industry, but not as big as they have her being. You know what I mean? Yeah, I really do feel like they had to get Aaliyah going because Aaliyah was not going to play the game, and Beyonce was not going to be the best in it. She wouldn't have been as large. She'd have still been allegedly, from what the cards are saying, she'd have still been doing all kind of conniving behavior basically. You know, the same stuff she's still doing, getting possessed and all of that. Allegedly, what I'm seeing in the cards, this is what people alleges that she's been still doing the things that people allege. So let's ask the oracle cards. All right. So I asked the cards, how did Aaliyah's death contribute to Beyonce's success? Like, how did her death help Beyonce's career? What I'm seeing in the cards is that Beyonce harvested Aaliyah's energy, allegedly. You get what I'm saying? Like, it helped, shape Beyonce because she had some of Aaliyah's destiny. You know what I mean? So it transformed her into like this megastar. You know what I mean? She took a lot of the energy from Aaliyah when Aaliyah passed away. You know what I mean? It's kind of like the whole destiny swapping thing that was going on. It gave her certain courage, certain dancing abilities. I'm not gonna say she couldn't dance before Aaliyah, but it just made her this much better dancer. It's just weird. It's really just like she like absorbed Aaliyah's soul or something like that. From when Aaliyah passed away. Allegedly, what I'm seeing in the cards. You know what I mean? I feel like it made people embrace her more, see her more as an artist. It just basically got Aaliyah out the way so that Beyonce could shine more. You know what I mean? Or at least people can think that Beyonce shined more. It was like basically it was energy harvesting she did. It was to feed the deity so that the deities could give her what she wanted. In turn, she absorbed Aaliyah's abilities, allegedly, what I'm seeing in the cards. I know that sounds crazy, but it's like it was through witchcraft from what I'm seeing. It was like a reinvention of herself. This is how it sealed, it helped to make a deal with the dark side. This is how it sealed. It's like she offered them up some kind of a sacrifice. And what better to be a megastar than to offer up a megastar? Allegedly, what I'm seeing in the cards and what my gut is saying. This is what I'm feeling like the cards are trying to express to me. All right. So the last little bit of cards. It tipped the scales more in Beyonce's favor. You know what I mean? It helped her to create this persona Sasha Fierce. I'm feeling like this was kind of like initially what Sasha Fierce wanted. Sasha Fierce wanted, you know what I mean, like the absorption of Aaliyah's soul. So Aaliyah's death had to happen to absorb Aaliyah's soul, so Beyonce can, so that Sasha Fierce could take over Beyonce when Beyonce's on stage. Because from what I'm seeing, Sasha Fierce is all consuming. She's a real entity. She's not just some alter ego Beyonce made up. Allegedly, what I'm seeing in the cards, and it gave her that strength and that dark inspiration in order to be able to carry out, you know what I mean, her career the way it has. So basically, Aaliyah's soul was a sacrifice to the dark side for Beyonce to get Beyonce more power. Allegedly, what I'm seeing in the cards and what my gut is saying. Tell me what you guys think down below. Do y'all think that Beyonce absorbed Aaliyah's soul and like used her as a sacrifice? Do you guys think that if Aaliyah was still alive, that Beyonce would still be number one, or do you think Beyonce would be number two, three, four, five, so forth and so on? You know what I mean? Thank you, my beautiful soul family, for tuning in. I will see y'all in the next reading. I just want to say rest in peace to Aaliyah. Like I said, today's the 24th anniversary of her passing. Rest in peace, sweetie. I grew up watching some of your movies and your videos. You were inspiration to us all, and then you were cut down in the prime of your life. I feel like you would have had a very good career if you would have lived. Thank you for tuning in, my beautiful soul family. I'll see y'all in the next reading. Love you, my babies. Have a good one.